Hello, this is Shane Johnston, Director of Jefferson County Schools. Wanted to bring everyone up to date on all the progress that's been made and some updates on programs and initiatives that we've started here in our school system. First, I want to thank our Jefferson County School Board. I tell people around the state we have the best school board in the state. They work together, they talk to their constituents, and they work with me to try to provide our teachers and students a high quality educational system that their students can grow in and our parents can be proud of. Secondly, our funding body is the Jefferson County Commission, and they have been very receptive and open to me over these first few months in this new position, and I look forward to working with them through this upcoming budget process and also in the years to come to help our students and our community. We've accomplished several things over the years. It by no means has been my efforts. It's been a team effort of our teachers, our staff, our community, our school board, and all the other stakeholders that are involved in that as well. First of all, I'd like to talk to you about our welding program. We have researched the market. We also know with local industry calling for welders, and not only in our small community but also in the region and our nation, a national shortage of welders is being predicted in just a few years. So we wanted to address that. That helps our students be successful and provides them opportunities to earn a nice income and stay at home and live in a place that they've grown up in and they want to be and raise their families. The welding program started in January. We actually have students currently taking the prerequisite class for welding. We're excited about that. We were fortunate to find a certified welding teacher and was able to get that program implemented in January. Those students will actually be ready for Welding 1 and actually be in welding booths by mid to late August of this coming year, and we're looking forward to seeing the progress of those students. We will plan and pass along to our media outlets information about an event, kind of a grand opening of that within the first few days that those students go in welding booths, and we'll have a big ceremony over there. And we will be inviting local dignitaries along with state and other officials to be part of that from maybe the state government and also State Department of Education. We're excited about that once that occurs. So with that, we want to thank our school board for approving that. Our county commission has worked with us on that as well, and we're excited, looking forward to meet that industry need and helping our students be successful as they become adults and start their own families and can live here where they have grown up and they love this community. Secondly, I want to talk to you about some athletic renovations. There's been various news outlets report that, and we're excited about that. We wanted to address those athletic renovations as we go forward. We know we have a needs assessment of our buildings coming up, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but we wanted to be able to address those things in our athletic department prior to that needs assessment so that it could be checked off and it could be complete before we begin. The athletic renovation encompasses about 5 different things. One, it is a synthetic field on our game field at the Jefferson County High School campus. We have football that plays on that field. We have boys soccer. We have girls soccer. So it gets a lot of wear. Also, the synthetic surface can be used on days that it's just simply too wet for other sports, including baseball, softball may throw on that, and various others that our athletic department over at the high school will be working together to make sure that we have ease of use for multiple groups, including the band and other folks that will need to be out there and practice. But that provides also an additional practice field. One of the things that the school board was committed to addressing was an inequity issue with our girls soccer having to go off campus and practice, and by having a synthetic field and a practice field adjacent to that, now multiple sports can practice. Traditionally, a game field, when its natural surface cannot be practiced upon because it'll get so much wear and tear to wear out, but now it can be used every day for a practice field in addition to our games that we're looking forward to hosting there. Secondly, our track has deteriorated over the years. We're excited about an 8-lane track that's coming in. 8-lane track also provides opportunity for more schools to be part of a normal regular season meet, plus it makes us eligible to host a major TSSAA sectional event should we be selected by the state and those kind of things. But that will be a surface that everyone can be proud of, and our student athletes will be able to be successful on that as well and be able to practice on campus. Thirdly, we are looking at new tennis courts that will help not only our high school athletes, but that also is part of the community park that's over adjacent to our campus, and right as you enter our campus, we're looking forward to having those nice new tennis courts as part of that for both the community to use and our student athletes, and then of course that will be something that can benefit folks year-round as well. And then additionally, we're expanding the practice field to provide more room there so that both soccer, football, and other sports that need that space. Some sports go out there and condition from time to time. And so we're looking forward to having that expanded natural grass surface as part of that as well. And then fifthly, our softball field will be renovated, and there will be some renovations done there to bring it up. There were also some safety issues and equity issues at softball. and we'll be looking forward to addressing those. So again, I want to thank our funding body, the County Commission, and our local school board for seeing the need to address the inequity issues and also the safety issues, and we're excited about that. Thirdly, when I first arrived, I heard about a need for the teachers really crying out for wanting the calendar to be adjusted. We worked hard to work with teachers, get input. We put together a calendar that we felt like was academically sound, took it to the school board and explained the rationale. And with a little bit of discussion that night and some fine tuning, and we appreciated everyone's feedback there, the school board voted to approve that calendar that night, which includes a week fall break, which better aligns to some of the situations of neighboring counties and teachers and those kind of things. So it is a slight modification, but basically we have 9 weeks of school and a week off for fall break. We have 9 weeks of school, and then we have our winter break. We have 9 weeks of school, and then we have spring break, and then we have 9 weeks of school, and then it'll be the end of the 1920 school year. So we tried to be academically sound and still recognize and honor some of the traditions. We've also built in some professional development days rather than having all of those at the front. By having those periodically when initiatives from the state come up and those kind of things, we're able to get back in front of our teachers and have opportunities for teachers to get information rather than at the very beginning or at the very end of the year. So we're excited about that and want to thank the school board for approving that calendar. And I've had feedback from all the buildings of how grateful they are and the teachers are and assistants about that calendar. So we look forward to implementing that calendar come August of 2019. Fourthly, I mentioned the needs assessment just a few minutes ago. The school board is talking with a group to do a comprehensive needs assessment. We have recently completed visits to most all of the campuses with the exceptions of those campuses that just most recently had major renovations. So the school board could actually walk through those buildings, see the different needs that are going on in each building. They could put their eyes on different issues, whether that's structural or cosmetic or whatever it may be. That way when this needs assessment comes back, they will be able to say if something's listed, oh yes, the principal told us about that, or they saw that firsthand in a building. We have lots of buildings and we're grateful for them. We have several that are aging and multiple years. We have one, I believe, opened in 1950, another in 1951. So we have needs in our buildings, and again, that was why earlier I recommended that we get those athletic renovations out of the way so that it could be checked off, because we know the needs assessment is going to point out lots of things that's going to need to be done in all the schools, and we want to make sure we provide our students a safe atmosphere and a warm and welcoming atmosphere for our parents. That's also an incentive as folks consider moving to our area. If the schools look nice, and they are nice, they're more apt to want to live in a subdivision that goes to that school. So we want to make sure that we provide our students and our community with something they all can be proud of, and I'm sure and looking forward to working with our school board and county commission over the next few months on those things as the needs assessment begins. And that's not been finalized, but it is on the school board's radar to be discussing, and we're looking forward to that in either March or April, them discussing that issue as well. Also want to talk to you about the budget. Each year, everybody always says we need more and those things. I just want to let the taxpayers know I take that very serious, and I want to make sure our students and our teachers have what they need, but at the same time I have tried very diligently over the last month to go through the budget and working with our county finance department, and I'm just simply looking for inefficiencies in the budget. Where are ways we're spending money that we can spend money more wisely, or at least having folks explain to me how that money's going in various line items and those things. That's just me trying to get my mind wrapped around what all we're doing, and also it gives our community an opportunity to understand that we're doing our best to be good stewards of what you've entrusted us with. And as we do that, then we want to make sure that we're spending money wisely. So we're working on the budget. It is budget season, and over the next month and a half we will get that finalized, but we are reviewing that to make sure that to eliminate as much waste as we possibly can. I'd also like to talk to you about the ACT Task Force. The ACT Task Force was started this year under an initiative that I implemented, but it's been a team effort. It has representatives from multiple grade strands, and all schools are part of that. We also have instructional coaches and some administrators on that. What we want to do is improve our overall ACT scores by starting younger with some practice tests. And also, the ACT is not a high school problem. The ACT, actually standards that are taught on the ACT are introduced as early as second grade, and most all standards that are assessed on the ACT are introduced prior to students leaving the 8th grade. So we want the ACT to become more of a everybody's project rather than just a high school project. We want to be goal oriented in that. We want to get kids based on the number of questions that they get correct rather than tied to a score when they're taking that practice test in the 8th or 9th grade. How many did they get right? Let's work with them. Let's find the areas that they need to be stronger in. And next year when they take the next practice test, come up. If we can just come up 2 or 3 questions in each subtest, it can raise the overall score as well. And the bottom line of the ACT is we want students to be successful and have the jobs they want. And if a child makes a 25 on the ACT and wants to go to a path that they don't need the ACT to be a 25, that's fine, as long as they're earning an honest living and being productive citizens. However, we don't want students to want to do one job but only have a score of 15 and not be eligible to either go to that school and those things. So we're just trying to help all of those students. One way through the ACT we do that also is through these early post-secondary opportunities. They're called EPSOs. We're doing our best to align all of our classes and get as many dual credit, dual enrollment, AP, all sorts of different opportunities through the CTE department so that we can offer students a great opportunity to get secondary credit here while they're on our campus. So we have a lot going on. There's many more things going on at the school level, and I just want to thank our school board, our county commission, our principals, our teachers, our staff, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, assistants, SROs. It takes a whole group, and we have the best in the state, and I'm proud to be part of it. And thank you for your support, and if we can ever help, reach out to us here at Central Office. Thank you, and have a great day.